Hey foodie friends, so today we are going to make one of my all-time fall favorites, my roasted butternut squash soup. We're going to garnish that up with some roasted butternut squash seeds and the skin, believe it or not. And we're also going to add a little bit of sour cream to the top of that for some extra tang. So let's get saucy. All right, foodie friends, so let's jump right in and start getting our vegetables prepped up here. I have my beautiful butternut squash here that I just scrubbed with some water and a brush because we are going to use the peel. So now we're just going to peel this completely with a vegetable peeler. Now that we have the peel off, we can just set that aside. And we'll take the top and bottom off and we'll cut our squash right down the middle. We're going to scoop the seeds out and hold on to those as well. We're just going to pop all of our seeds out, we'll give them a nice rinse, and then we're going to toast them with the skins to make a nice crispy garnish for our soup. So I gave the seeds a good rinse, and now we need to pat them dry and make sure there isn't any squash still left on them. Now, I also like to add some aromatics to this, some carrots, celery, and onions, and a little garlic. Just bumps up the flavor, adds some more nutrition to it. Just like with the squash, I like to really just scrub my carrots really well instead of peeling them, because anytime I can eat the skin of a vegetable, I like to. There's so much nutrition in there. So we are going to roast these vegetables. Now, roasting them is going to really concentrate the flavor. Here I have all my veggies on a sheet tray. So I'm just going to drizzle them with a good amount of olive oil and season them up with kosher salt, cracked black pepper, and a little cinnamon. And for a touch of smoky earthiness, just a touch of cumin as well. We'll toss them to coat them, and then they'll go in the oven. Now I have mine set at 415 with the fan on. If you don't have a fan, I'd set it at 425. They'll probably take about 25 to 35 minutes. Just keep an eye on them, and when they're nice and tender with some lovely brown and char, they're ready. On another sheet tray, I have my seeds and peel, which you might think is a little odd, but the peel has so much nutrition and it's going to get really crispy, almost like a chip. So just like the veggies, we're going to toss this in olive oil with salt, pepper, and a light dusting of cumin, but no cinnamon this time. And then spread it out into an even layer. We'll roast these at the same time as our veggies, but I'll probably only give them 10 to 15 minutes and just keep checking on them. All right, foodie friends, so our veggies are out of the oven. You can see how beautiful they are. Some nice char marks on there. Everything's nice and tender, so we're gonna go ahead and get this pureed and then finish it up by adding a little bit of half and half and tasting for seasoning. Foodie friends, so I'm gonna add some chicken stock to my blender first. Now, you could use vegetable stock if you prefer. The only thing I would recommend against is using water, because that isn't going to add any flavor. Now we'll just add some of our beautiful roasted vegetables and give it a good puree. We're going to do this in batches because it won't all fit in the blender at the same time. You could also do this in a pot with an immersion blender if you like, but I have my Vitamix, so I'm just going to use that. I do like to give it a good couple of minutes to puree so it's really nice and silky smooth. Alright, so finished pureeing up the soup. I added 4 cups of chicken stock to my vegetables as I was pureeing them, so a total of 4 cups of chicken stock. And I'm going to add a little bit of half and half as well, or maybe not just a little bit, to make it nice and creamy. Now you could forgo that, or you could use some sort of milk substitute, whatever you like. Almond milk or oat milk would probably be good. Coconut milk actually would be quite nice too. You get a little bit of sweetness from that, but not too much. So we're gonna just give this a good stir, add in I don't know, a cup and a half of half and half, just to give it some extra richness and creaminess. And then we're going to get this nice and warm. So it's still kind of warm because the vegetables were hot, but the chicken stock that I put in there wasn't hot. So I'm just going to heat this up a little bit more, and then we will serve up a bowl and see how it tastes. know it's going to be delicious. In fact, actually, as I'm thinking about that, let me give it a taste now and see. Man, that's delicious. I think the seasoning is pretty spot on. I'm gonna just heat it up and we'll be back to taste it. And here it is, foodie friends, my beautiful, delicious roasted butternut squash soup with those toasted pumpkin seeds and that crispy skin on top of there. You can hear that crunch. That's delicious. So let's give it a taste. I already got that crispy skin. A little bit of a little bit of that sour cream for tang on there. The crunchy butternut squash seeds. That soup is velvety smooth. Honestly, like I said, forego the cream or half and half if you don't want to put it in there. It's creamy enough on its own, just pureed nicely and velvety like that. So guys, thanks as always for joining me here on Getting Saucy with Chef Lynn. Check the description box below for a link to the full written recipe for this soup. Follow me across all social media at Chef Lynn Wheeler and my website, cheflynnwheeler.com, where you will find my recipes. And you can book me for catering if you're in the Central Florida area. So thanks a lot, guys, again, and I will see you next time. Oh, and check out my soup playlist.